Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Alpha Central titled Woman Regrets Smashing Guy on the First Date and Decides to Call the Police, because modern women think that withdrawing consent after bedroom fun is somehow something that makes sense. Let's get into it.
What would you rate me on a scale of 1 to 10?
3.
3? That's the lowest I've gotten. That's a solid 3. I appreciate that. I would say, I'll give you like a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because you're salty?
No, I would give you 6 before this. But you're cute.
Honestly?
Yeah, no.
Honestly, I think that's a low rating.
You think that's low?
Yeah, I give myself a solid 8.
Really?
Solid 8.
Well, hey, we can agree to disagree.
Women think ratings are about looks, but they expose delusion and humility. She's at a -3 in both.
I think it's funny how guys get man caves and girls don't. What's the female equivalent to a man cave?
Well, you're standing in one, babe. Very expensive one. It's called a kitchen. Okay, well, I'm gonna head out.
They invade men's spaces and then complain about not getting everything. A man cave is one room, she gets the rest.
Ever since I kind of like made a lifestyle change, one thing I've really learned is there's a really thin line between being a woman and being a prostitute. A lot of women today have a prostitute mentality. That's like a main reason why we like choose so poorly. We hate to hear the truth. We hate to take accountability for anything. We'll hear women complain, but it's like...
Refreshing to see accountability. Men are always expected to own up, yet women get a free pass.
Girl, why are you surprised? You know, when you don't prioritize God, you're not even fishing in the right pool. And it's just really frustrating, especially in the Black community, because we're not taught how to be wives. Black women, it's like they don't care about younger Black women. Women in general are always going to have a problem being critiqued because we will automatically feel inadequate.
Women are told that they are absolutely perfect, so they blame everything but themselves for their poor choices.
Even if you had like a pleasant delivery, women would still have a problem with it. Because they don't want to be told anything. We don't want to be told anything. And I was the same way until, you know, I got my dad back in my life and really understanding like how God created gender roles and all of that. It just made my perspective change. Like, maybe listening will make my life better.
Fathers are absolutely demonized, yet this woman's reasonable views came from her father's guidance. Men enjoy peace from hobbies like fishing, but women hate it when they are not the center of attention.
Do you want to know why he's not texting you right now?
Oh my God! Hey, now I'm shook! Hey, he's still neutral! I'm shook! That's the warm-up! My man is not even... No, I'm shook! This is insane! I'm shook! Oh my God! Hey! Hey, give me... Oh! Oh! Yo, I'm not ready! Wait, the bridge is shaking, people! Pray for us!
Men have hobbies that don't involve endless attention giving, but these women can't relate.
What the? No, he did 0 seconds.
She's mad that he'd rather see a rocket car than text her non-stop. No appreciation whatsoever for cool things.
She tried to handicap me in arguments.
What'd she do?
She said, no more examples. And then she hit me with the, when I tell you I feel, don't tell me how you feel.
What?
Acknowledge how I feel. And I'd be like, she'll say what she feels, and then I'll immediately say why she shouldn't feel that way. I didn't even realize you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here seeing you feel something dumb, and I'm like, well, let me fix that for you. You don't got to feel that. You are burdening yourself with this feeling. You could not feel it if you just listen to me.
You see someone getting crushed by weights at the gym, and you're like, let me help you. And they're like, no, just acknowledge I'm getting crushed by weights. It's like, yeah.
Modern relationships are doomed. Women want an emotional punching bag, not actual people who they can have a relationship with.
Let me lift the weights
Let
up.
me lift the weight off you.
No, just look at me and be like, man,
Oh
that must
my
be so
God.
heavy for you right now.
And then they're like, thank you so much, while their arms are shaking. No, that is so true.
Yeah, bro.
Why do they do that? They need their feelings acknowledged all the time.
You
Take your feelings and smother them.
If a man opens up, she finds him unattractive and uses it to emasculate him later.
Why'd you end up popping his balloon?
Probably the pants. It's just a little flashy for me.
A few moments later.
Is it a yes for you for her?
No. I like her. She cool, but she said he was flashy because his pants. And I got him a $1.2 million watch, $400,000 chain. I know I'm flashy, so I don't know why she chose me. If he said he flashy because his pants, so I don't think I'm at her type. I think maybe she liked me, but I don't think I'm her type. But I think you're a beautiful woman.
It wasn't the pants, she just needed an excuse to reject him. Meanwhile, flashy guys get a pass.
A husband put his wife on a strict allowance after she racked up $150,000 in debt. He explained on Reddit that they have a joint account that covers their mortgage, groceries, and utilities, where he funds 3/4 of the account and she funds the rest. They also have separate accounts for their individual interests, and they're each responsible for their own car payments and investments. The husband assumed everything was fine, but recently his wife came crying to him about her deep debt, which was spread over several credit cards and a car loan. She asked him for help paying down this debt.
$150K in credit card debt, and now she begs her husband to bail her out. Absolutely shameful.
And he said he would give her a loan under some strict conditions, which included him taking over her finances and putting her on a strict budget. She was unwilling at first, but eventually agreed to these terms. But one night the wife went out with some friends. It was decided they would go on a girls' trip, and she asked her husband if she could afford it. Newsflash, she could not. The couple got into an ugly argument where she accused him of keeping her on a leash. Some of her friends even argued that he should bail her out without conditions because there shouldn't be any conditions in a marriage.
So she racks up the debt, tries to make him pay, and then gets mad when he won't fund a girls' trip. Absolutely no accountability.
Hanging out in the clubs, I noticed that there were a group of women holding out with this notion of that they were going to catch themselves a ball player. When this was happening, those women were also in a youthful prime season in their lives.
Oh, snap.
All right? A season of fertility, a season that they could be growing with somebody, a season where most people hadn't gotten married yet, didn't have kids yet, and so forth.
Women waste their 20s chasing bad boys and then wonder why they can't find a good man later on.
And I watched them pass on all the regular good guys, holding out for that 1%. But here's what the crazy thing is. These women are now in a new season in their lives. And because of the fact that they didn't necessarily get the 1% that they were holding out on, all of the good regular guys, where they were good guys, guess what ended up happening? They got married. They're taken. And I'm like, I saw you in a prime season where you had all of this picking. And now you're saying there's no men out there. But when they were there, you didn't want to give them a time of day. But now in this season, you would take so many of those good men. But now they're not available.
Reject men for years, and then expect them to be grateful when they suddenly decide that they are ready to settle down now.
I think it's the worst time to be alive if you're a woman. And I was like, nope. Nope, you've obviously done no homework on the subject. Nowadays, if I'm breaking up with a woman, I have to sit her down, and I have to, like, rub her back. And I have to explain to her that we're gonna not be together anymore. I have to give her closure. I have to say things like, no, I'm sad too.
Closure is just a trick for keeping men on standby instead of actually moving on.
But in the olden days, if I was breaking up with a woman and she started to have a big fit in the middle of everywhere, just like, you said you love me forever, you liar, I could just be like, she's a witch, and then kill her. Yeah, just take her away, no trial, just like, oh, is this the witch? All right, set her on fire. You see what I'm saying? So we've progressed.
At least older generations understood what loyalty meant in marriage.
When she's a 10, but she's actually a 5 or 6, but her friends and social media have convinced her that she's this absolute dime. So the guys who are in her league that are 5, 6, and 7, she won't give a second glance to because she's so high up on her high horse that those men don't even exist in her realm. But the guys who are 8s, 9s, and 10s that she thinks are in her league just want her for and not to actually date. So instead, she ends up withering away her 20s because she has these incredibly high standards under the guise of, well, I'm not going to settle. I deserve what I deserve because I'm a 10, so I deserve nothing less than the best.
They waste their 20s and then they double down in their 30s, insisting that they are still perfect.
And in reality, she'll end up lonely. And then when she reaches her 30s and figures out that her biological clock is running out, she's going to end up settling for the guys who are the 5, 6, and 7s, probably even lower because at that age, there aren't many great men available. They've already been cuffed up. So she'll end up settling. But don't worry, ladies. If you're watching this, I'm not talking about you. You are a 10.
She will marry a guy, divorce him after they have kids, and then make him pay child support in order to see them.
The women hate her because she comes in every video and says,
"Girl, I could steal your man with this dinner I just cooked, bro."
These girls are threatened.
Hate make the roof of my mouth is.
Cooking with Kaya is a homework every day. Cooking with Kaya is that if she could take my man over a singular plate of food, that was never my man to begin with.
I saw a video of her talking about how these girls are in group chats threatening to jump her.
I heard they're making group chats about jumping me.
You're lying.
They're making group chats. I promise you.
Damn.
Women absolutely hate that cooking for a man increases relationship success. They refuse to accept it.
And if we take a deeper look to why these women are angry, it's not just the fact that she says,
"Girl, I could steal your man with this dinner I just cooked, bro."
It's the fact that she's actually doing something that they don't do for their men, so they feel threatened by that. It's like whenever a girl comes on the internet and says she's catering to a man, she gets called a pick-me, she gets bullied off the internet by other women.
Being kind to a man is now seen as weakness. They think that treating him like garbage is the key to his heart.
Come to the front, honey.
Hi.
I like you. You're a bit different. You're a bit quirky. Like, I feel like your tattoos are a little bit masculine. But where are you from? Like heritage?
I'm Jamaican and Ukrainian.
You brought back at parties?
Yeah, if my song comes on.
With Mandem?
Not really with Mandem, no.
Not really or no?
No. I actually don't.
You're a party girl?
I kind of like work in entertainment. Like, I'm a bottle girl, so
I'm so sorry, honey.
She works in quote-unquote entertainment. I think that says enough personally. We all know what that usually means.
Okay.
I just need you all to myself. I can't have Mandem.
I mean, you could have changed that, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I get so. Wait, if I'd have cuffed you, no job.
I would stop.
So you need me to fund your life?
I don't need you to fund my life, but that's what I'm doing as a single woman, so. But you could change that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could. I don't want to change you, though. I feel like you should come ready-made. Like a Tesco meal deal.
Okay.
Men are not responsible for fixing women. No effort can undo years of self-inflicted damage.
But I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger, and it's very helpful that he's handy. And when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He throws the garbage out. He does the heavy stuff.
Well, right, Sonny, but plenty of times, every single one of you on this show has slammed men and called them misogynists for saying that they prefer women who clean, cook, and take care of the children. Yet now you just praised some of men's duties, like picking up your bags and taking out the trash. So to me, it sounds like you have no issues with gender roles when it benefits you.
Women demand that men fill traditional roles but refuse to do the same. They don't want men, they want servants.
How come men say they want a woman with their together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated and leave for a lesser value woman?
Have you ever met a rich, lame?
Yes, many of them. Several.
Right.
I know where he's going.
So having money doesn't disqualify a man from being lame, right?
Right. No.
Okay, right. Having success doesn't disqualify a woman from being a terrible partner.
Women use men for money a lot these days, but when he's had enough, she calls him weak and intimidated. Absolutely hilarious.
That's also true.
A non-listener, someone that makes it hard that doesn't know how to be present in a relationship. When you say lesser, right, you may be, to your point, describing somebody that doesn't make as much money as you. But maybe in that relationship, he feels heard, seen, valued. And what I'm saying is, with you, you have to ask yourself, if you are choosing men that you look up to, men that you feel like in their own right are pillars of the community, that have a great voice and discernment, and if you keep finding that these men are saying to you, hey, there's some things that maybe you can correct over here, and you keep excusing that, then now you're not making those improvements. Now, I'm not saying that that's you, but there's many women in here that are scapegoating the fact that they keep running away from men to your success, when it really might be your character.
They get so offended when men suggest self-improvement. They always think that they're the good ones.
If you have $100,000, now your husband has $30,000. We're talking about submission. How much does the family have?
The family has $30,000. My husband is the head of the family, right?
Yes.
So he has $30,000. So that's the family money.
So your money is your money, your husband's money is you people's money.
Of course.
And if you have $100,000, your husband has $20,000. How much does the family have?
220 none.
Why are you doing your mouth like this?
She hoards her money, but expects to use everyone else's. You just can't trust a woman like that. Trying to sleep with 100 men in 24 hours is not groundbreaking, it's just disgusting.
Alright, so make me laugh to prove that girls are funny, and I'll give you guys $100.
He'll go. Knock, knock.
Oh, who's there?
Let us. Come on, let us.
Lettuce too.
Let us in. It's cold. Terrible. I'm going home. Okay, wait, I have to think.
Oh, yeah, no cap.
Ever done? Yeah, this is stupid. You're
Oh, yeah, no likes.
like, we're literally hating on your group, Larry, whatever this is. No, just make it better. Come on, more questions, better questions.
Wow, you make it better? Wow, tell me a joke.
He offered them money to be funny and they failed miserably. Now they're mad at him for it.
Finally, it helps to explain some of the more baffling and frustrating female dating behavior. The flakiness, the unpredictable interest, the impulsiveness. In the game of blackjack, the most difficult decision to make is when you're holding 16 and the dealer is showing 10. The dealer's down card is more likely to beat your 16 than not, but you're more likely to bust if you hit than not. Even players who are trying to implement perfect strategy can make an emotional decision here because it's hard to hit when the odds are against you, even if it's the logical thing to do.
Dating is so rigged. Women look for any excuse to reject men and then blame the men for them failing in dating.
Just like the blackjack player, the woman is going back and forth, back and forth. Should I hit or should I stand? Should I settle or should I wait for something better? You can understand the probabilities, but that still won't tell you what will actually happen. This vacillation indicates that she likely finds you attractive, which is good, but not attractive enough to sufficiently reassure her that she won't find someone better before it's too late.
Women evaluate men like options. Keeping one while searching for something better is completely dehumanizing, and a lot of guys don't want to be in a relationship because of this.
If you are a woman over 35, overweight and with children, it is highly unlikely that you're going to find a man making 6 figures plus who wants to marry you. Because those men want something in return too, and they typically don't want somebody else's children. You've made your choice to allow yourself to reproduce 1-2 times with or without the benefit of a husband, most of the times without. You've allowed yourself to become the physical shape you are. That's your responsibility. It is not this man's responsibility to lower his standards, settle, when he's had to work to become this thing. No one gave him this.
Kevin Samuels was so blunt and didn't cater to these women's egos.
He's recording me now.
What are you doing?
Stop recording me. He's trying to record me.
What are
now.
you doing? Stop hitting.
Stop not hitting you. Get the phone out of my face.
Hey, what are you doing?
This person is continuing to assault me. Help me. I don't know the address because he just brought me here on a date after he beat me.
You came over here on your own will.
I did not.
What are you doing?
Stop it.
Hey, stop.
This is what a narcissist does. Help me, please. I've only lived here for 2 weeks. I don't know this person.
What are you doing?
Stop it. Why are you recording me?
Because you're crazy.
I'm like naked in your apartment after you like just woke up and I don't know what happened.
No, I asked you to leave politely and you didn't.
Women invented revoking consent after the fact. Now men have to record everything in order to just protect themselves.
I don't know. He's like putting the phone on me and he has like unlocking the door. Unlocking the door to have and he's scaring me. Unlocking the door. But then he shook me up to wake me up and tell me that I needed to take an Uber home. And like I lived down the street and we knew each other, but I'm not sure what's happened now. My name is Maggie. I don't want this. I'll sit in.
So she gets kicked out, and then she calls the cops with false accusations, and plenty of women will still take her side. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.